Hey everyone, I'm LaRovere. I'm a director and cinematographer based in Phoenix, Arizona, and I wanted to do a little bit of a breakdown and talk through the creative decisions and planning and things that went into the execution of my sci-fi action film, Indent Pursuit. It was a lot of fun and shot it in 2023. It's set in a world called Esoterra that me and my friend Sean have been developing for the last few years, and so hopefully this breakdown will help you get a sense of what it takes to create a result like this one, so that you can also, get great quality, create great quality films, and improve your cinematography and maybe your directing as well. So without further ado, I'll get started. So one of the things that's really important to me as a director and a cinematographer is like, how do I create an immersive world for the audience? Like, how do I make them feel like they're there with them? How do I make it feel real and fleshed out and not just hollow? So one of the things, like just that light painting through the window and some of the sound design, it's supposed to help the audience feel like there's a world outside of this room that these actors are in. And set decoration really plays a big part in that, because if it feels empty, then the audience doesn't believe that someone actually works in the office and this is a real world. This was filmed very simply with a couple lights and the lightning. So we had a rim light on the side, we had a backlight, and then we had lightning. And then some very lightweight rain rigs that were designed by my art and FX team, Lemonade Acre. There's no fancy camera moves here. It's handheld. There's like 3 different angles. And one thing that I think is important when it comes to action scenes, including stuff like this fight scene, is that the action scene has to have its own story arc. Like, there has to be an objective, there has to be some kind of struggle that matters. Otherwise the audience isn't going to care. And there also, if you create an arc within your scene, it helps keep things interesting. Like, things are progressing, something is happening, not just stuff happening on screen, but it's actually going somewhere. So we went from underdog as the indentured servant, being chased by the bounty hunter who's over top, and now there was a transition in the middle, and now the bounty hunter is reversed places. So that's the arc of the fight. So here I wanted it to be like the power had gone out because of the storm, so we just have lamp light and candles and stuff like that. And this rain, the shadow of the rain and lightning. I took inspiration from some other films with the whole night exterior lighting and with the rain. And sound design, I did the sound design on this, and sound design plays a huge part in like making things feel fleshed out. You don't want things to sound hollow or empty or not fleshed out. Like, obviously with the fight scene, yes, but even stuff like him walking out of the office, there wasn't good audio. It just sounded like he was essentially silent. We had audio there on set, but it's like those little tiny sounds of, hey, him walking and the items on his body shaking as he walks out. It's stuff that you don't normally hear, but when you add it in, it just adds a lot more depth to your sound design. So I added like shaking of equipment on him and footsteps, and I added things in there to help it not feel empty. And that kind of stuff is something that Foley artists are very helpful with. So the whole action scene, none of that audio was actually there. It was filmed without any audio, and we did it in post. We did ADR and we did Foley. So yeah. And you can't even tell. I added in the fight sound effects afterward. The beginning and the last scene where we had audio, of course, but yeah. Anyway, I hope that was interesting for you or helpful if you're a filmmaker, and thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.